Hi, everybody. Well, this year I participated in Spookathon. I think this is the 4th year running, and it's hosted by Booksandlala, and it was from October 14th to the 20th, and I wanted to share with you some of the books I read. And during the 14th through 20th, you're supposed to read as many spooky, thrillery type books as possible. There were also challenges. I will read them to you. Read a thriller. Read a book with red on the cover. Read a book with a spooky word in the title. Read a book with a spooky setting. Read something you wouldn't normally read. I did have a TBR, but I kind of switched things up a bit. So, the first book I read was Turn the Key by Ruth, Ware. It's a story of a young woman. She works in a preschool setting. She gets this opportunity for a nanny position with this wealthier family up in Scotland. She gets the job. She goes up for the interview. She gets the job. She moves up to Scotland. And like the day after she arrives, the parents take off because they have work-related things that they had to take care of. And so they left her in this big house with three little kids who don't really know her, and like spooky things start happening, and one of the kids ends up dead, and she gets blamed for it. So yeah, I give it a 4. I mean, it was good. The next one I read was Carmilla by Joseph Sheridan Le Fanu. And I believe he was raised in Ireland. And anyway, and this book was published in the 1870s. It was a precursor to Bram Stoker's Dracula. So, and I got this for free on Audible. So I kind of wanted to see what it was all about. So I listened to it on Audible. And story, well, actually, the doctor that took care of this young woman kind of starts off the story, but it's actually told in the young woman's own words. And Laura is a young woman who lives in this house. She comes from a wealthier background. She lives in this house with her father, and one day there is this accident that happens out in front of her house. This young lady, the carriage gets turned over, and this young lady gets thrown out. Her mother leaves her there because evidently there's like another emergency going on, and she has to go take care of it or whatever. And they leave the girl, this young woman there, which should have been your first clue. Anyway, they keep her there and stuff for like 3 months. And anyway, bad things start happening, and eventually they find out who Carmilla really, what Carmilla really is. So, yeah, I give it like a 3.5. So, I mean, it was, yeah. So, and then I read Jane Eyre, and I don't think there's really going to be a whole lot spoilery-ish about this, because this is like a very famous book. A lot of people know about it. It's the story, I don't know what this is about governesses, but here we go, or nannies. But anyway, it's the story of this young woman. She kind of had a difficult upbringing, and eventually she gets a job as this governess in this remote setting, in this remote house. And she hears like strange noises, people like odd laughter, people like, I guess, people starting fires and stuff like this. And eventually she falls in love with Mr. Rochester, who is the owner of Thornfield, and her pupil's guardian. And eventually she finds out that the lady with the odd laughter, person with the odd laughter and starting the fires, was actually Mr. Rochester's crazy first wife. Dun, 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 dun. But anyway, so yeah, so I would say that, yeah, there are some pretty creepy moments in here too. So And it was good. So yeah, this is like my third or fourth time I've read it. So yeah, it's good stuff. And I also should tell you about kind of like creepy stuff I've been watching on TV. On Prime, on Amazon Prime, there's Dark Shadow, 1960s TV show, black and white. And then there's also, I found Boris Karloffs thrillers on YouTube, and I've been watching those. But I tried to like intermingle it with light stuff, you know, and yeah. So anyway, yeah, those, I would suggest those if you like, you know, older, like, you know, gothic, you know, older TV show type things. So yeah, I'd suggest, they're really good. So anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe if you're so inclined. Leave a comment if you've read any of these books that I've talked about. Thank you very much.